Hello everyone, I'm trying a little bit of a, excuse me, lazier setup today. Um, I am aiming to, well, today I want to just talk about, all these little dark ages edits you see on YouTube. I'll show you in a second, right? You see it commonly, you know, in recommended feed. Sorry, I'm tapping around my mic right now. I don't have a mic stand or nothing. But, you see about Warhammer 40K, and you see about a few other things. And if you look at the freaking edit, um, Dark Souls and stuff, and basically, yeah, Star Wars. There we go. Yes, Star Wars and animation. There's all these different things, and it basically makes me realize, like, people believe that genuinely believe that things are worse now than they used to be whenever it comes to a lot of these, right? Sure, Berserk, yeah, the new animation was worse. Alright, yeah, fair enough. The guy died, all that other stuff. And this one is just this speech, one guy's speech, right? Because he starts going crazy. But
and you just can't see it. There's no justice.
but basically it's just like freaking this one isn't actually Little Dark Ages, most of them are, right? But you look at one of them that I actually see a lot because I'm interested in them, and that's cars. This is the main one I want to talk about, right? Um, Obviously combustion cars, but Subaru, right? With modern ones being Solterra and all of them being electric. And the freaking WRX. And so it shows them rallying and shit, right? And like, sure, you could say this is true for other companies. That was crazy. And I don't really want to steal too much of their stuff, but like, because this guy put in the effort of it, right? Like, I'll even like his, well, I don't like his video, but I'll like his video because might as well, right? Go fucking check it out. But this is generally how it feels. And it basically makes me realize that, like, it's not true though. Most of it isn't, right? Look at Subaru. You look at the Outback. The Outback is a respected SUV. Right? Because it's capable of off-roading. Sure, a lot of them are um going electric and all that other stuff, but and that is all right. I don't know how to do this. So there we go. Right. Crosstrek and Forester are basically the same thing whenever it comes to anything to be looking at. But people are talking about how it's like everything's all negative and shit, and it's just like, nah, man. They were putting out, like, this is their mainline one, right? The Impreza is their mainline. Then they have the WRX, which is like the freaking high end of the Impreza, if I remember correctly. Or at least that's how it used to be. And they had the STI versions and all that other shit. But it's one line of cars. One line of cars. They had one line of cars that was good. And that's this. Now the Impreza ain't what it fucking used to be. I believe they've separated. The WRX is it now. People talk about the WRX being worse, especially the 2022, because you look up 2020 STI specs. Nope. And then go up 2022 STI specs. You know. And let's see. They're doing torque, but oh, there we go. Horsepower, right? This one, it doesn't have the freaking sidebars, right? They did the change in design, and that is 310 horsepower, and this is WRX. I'm looking at the STI. It's not going to show the STI, is it? Darn it. No, it's not the STI. It is the WRX, right? Yeah, it is the WRX. Shouldn't be looking at the STI then, right? Because it's going to be the high-end spec. We're looking at WRX. My bad. My bad. I messed that up. I'm going to be honest. I'm not the biggest Subaru guy, but this is the video I saw, so I wanted to do this. I know I'm doing this a little bit lazier. I'm doing it on the spot rather than before. All right, now we can compare it. That's 271. That's 268. And just to make sure, I don't know if I hit it. All right, there we go. 2020. Yeah, 268, 271. People complaining about being only 3 horsepower an increase, despite the fact that this entire model design changed. They complained about the plastic fenders. They, you know, you look at the torque, right? 258 pound-feet. Is it going to say the torque? Yeah, 258 pound-feet of torque. They're both have the same torque and only 3 more horsepower. But it Subaru said that it was more reliable. You look at freaking, you know, let's look up Donut Media, which I think is actually a great example for people complain about Donut Media's depiction of, come on, there we go, depiction of the Subarus. But, all right, let's see, high-low. Cheap versus expensive stuff. Subaru WRX.
This is a set of tank.
They did, our WRX already blew up. It blew up, right? And they go down here. Did they say how many times? Jesus. Let's go here.
This is a brand new Subaru WRX.
No, that's a comparison to the other two. What? There we go. My bad.
This is a 2007.
Better.
What happens when your car is going 100 miles an hour in one direction and then you
Oh, that's whenever James crashed it.
This is a 2007 Subaru WRX that we bought and modified for a total of $43,000.
And this is a 2007 Subaru WRX that we bought and modified for a total of $21,000.
But just because this car costs 2 times as much, does that mean that it's
Probably
2
scrap it.
times better?
To find out, we came out here to the world famous Sonoma Raceway. Right, but James broke one of the cars. You see it right here? Really fucked up that wheel, right? And actually, it's probably in the comments. They're talking about choosing less dodgy cars. This is how Subarus are. Right, alright, so my point is, he broke it, right? They wanted to talk about what went wrong in this video. They made a whole 12-minute video about it, but James May? No, that's a guy in Top Gear. My bad. No, James and Nolan. I don't know what James' last name is. Probably shouldn't know. But they blew it up multiple times. Like, they ended up buying like 4 different engines. And I know that technically some of them were actual cars total, but like Subaru is not a reliable platform unless you know what you're doing. Everyone who says that, nah, man, you just gotta know what you're doing and it'll love you for it. No. Subaru is a reliable platform if you don't fucking touch it. They wanted this to be a reliable platform to modify. That's why it only has a 3 horsepower increase. Look at the engine placement, 2.4 liters. This guy's a 2 liter. They increased it. They bored it out to 2.4 liters. You're going to tell me that nothing changed in a 4 liter increase? 0.1 liters per cylinder? A tenth of a liter per cylinder? Like, the curb weight is 3,300 pounds. And this guy's curb weight is also 3,300 pounds. 97 to 94, about 3 pounds heavier. And it's just like, do you really think that they changed nothing? Is the black plastic a bit ugly? Yeah, but we go back over here, right? Look at these guys, they got the freaking white. But Solterra has, holy shit, that's a lot of plastic. I actually kind of like that design, but Jesus. Plastic, 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 and plastic. They all have plastic. They're going with the design language to begin with. And also, people are talking about like how it's worse. Like, no, they literally made the 2022 and on WRX more reliable. Okay, that's one point. They now have the BRZ. BRZ is a genuinely great car. Probably currently the best budget sports car that you can realistically come across. Sure, there's always a Miata, but this is comfortable to drive in. The GR86 is my favorite car in the world, and this is literally the GR86, except you fuck with the suspension a bit. And apparently the power delivery too. You know? And it's just like, is it really all that bad? Like, look at this, right? He's talking about go back here. Solterra. Love is now electric. Right? But there we go. Solterra is 1 out of these 3. 1 out of these 5, you could even argue. Another thing is that, yeah, alright, the Impreza and WRX are getting a fucking CVT, a continuously variable transmission. They're not advertising as a CVT, but it is totally 100% a CVT. Alright, but it technically does deliver power down better. And so it's like, there's an argument to be made, honestly. But I can admit how that might suck. That does seem kind of bad. But that's just one video, you know? Now, this is the one that kind of set me off, right? Because it's just like, yeah, it's not the same. Fucking, I'm going to be honest, I don't like BMW as a car company. So I'm not going to go through competing with that one and disproving that one. What? Oh, I clicked that. My bad. I have no idea. Oh, there we go. But people talk about combustion cars too. But they'll even say cars, like. Let's see. Reducing noise in the automotive industry, despite increased traffic. Noise emission limits have not changed since 1995. All right. Let's talking about fucking noise. Fair enough. Yeah, the majority of internal combustion engines will die in 15 years with EV shift. They're all talking about this shit. That's another thing. We look at the fucking. Everyone's already said it, right? You've already heard it from everyone else. You don't have enough lithium production in the world to fucking support the EV shift that California and the EU are trying to push. But like, everyone is talking about how cars are fucking doomed. You know, you downsize the engine, you have more fuel economy, you have improved engine performance, you have 15% reduction in CO2 emissions. Here's the thing though. We've already downsized emissions. Right? Let's look over here. Let's do a 1975, right? Not WRX. We're gonna do Mustang, right? you look at fucking Ford Mustang specs, right? 140 cubic inches. I have. All right, there we go. 2.3 liter. There's no way. With 87 horsepower, that's crazy. 1975 V8 compression. Damn. All right. But no. So we look at this at 87 horsepower. You know, it is more efficient. Where was it? It was this one, right? Improved engine performance. He's complaining about downsizing engines. It says it right here, right? You get, come on, think, diddy, come on. All right, this guy doesn't want to think. Let's see this. That's his concept cars. You know what? Displacement 2.3 liters, right? I find it funny the V6 is bigger, but whatever. We go over here, 2022 Mustang specs. Now, admittedly, that Mustang was fucking tiny. It did not prove what I wanted to prove. It was not the best to take from. Yeah, because it's either 2.3 liter 4-cylinder or 5-liter V8. Let's do the 4-cylinder. Right, a fucking 4-cylinder. Half the pistons. Half the fucking pistons. With basically the same displacement. Right? That says 2.8 liters. Oh, that's the Mach 1. Alright, so Mach 1 had the higher end being 97 horsepower, 2.8 liters. This little shit has 310. Your EcoBoost Mustang that everyone wants to shit on is making more power than a 1975 Mustang. Right? Fucking triples the fucking power of the Mach 1, as it says here, as advertised by automobilecatalog.com. You know, and let's not only use a Mustang. Let's do, I'm sure the Challenger or Charger was around then. And we'll do, yeah, they have it in 2022. But it's the Challenger now. I get the Charger has the same specs, but whatever. The V8, it had fucking 5.9 liters, man. For 200 horsepower at 4,000 RPM. Like, a lot of it, don't get me wrong, is these cars just kind of being shit back in the day. But look at it now. Where is it? Engine. Let's look at the V8. Or actually, yeah, let's look at the fucking smallest one. The fucking V6, 3.6 liter V6, 303 horsepower. The reason why I'm looking at the smallest ones is because it gives me this range and I don't want to look up the actual individual trims. Right? This is obviously a red eye. This is a red eye and it's a fucking 6.4 liter V8. I can tell what that is. And I can tell what the worst is. We're not going to compare the absolute best that we can produce right now because this thing is going to be like 4 times the price of whatever the fuck the Charger was in terms of actual value between the currency changes, right? But, which is why we're going to get a lot of V6s and inline 4s because those are the cheaper versions of the engines, which is kind of a thing that sucks nowadays, but also our inline 4s are incredibly fucking powerful compared to what we had back then. You know, so like 200 horsepower, 200 brake horsepower, not you. Versus 300 at 3.6 liters versus 5.9, man. And so this guy's complaining about this shit, but it's like, no, we want that. You know, you look at the fucking let's say 2023 F1 Mercedes. Let's see if I can even do this right. I don't even know if I can. I don't know if it's if it'll tell me. So they got a V6 single hybrid turbocharged engine. So it is turbocharged, which is a little bit disingenuous. Where's the fucking 1.6 liter V6? It's fucking tiny. And these engines are making like 1,300 horsepower. And granted, some of it's fucking the battery, right? How much do F1 batteries make in power? We can even look that up. I don't want the capacity. Megajoules. So they give maximum power boost of 161 brake horsepower to the engine. And this is as of 2021. Right? Now we look up 2021 F1 HP. I want around 1,000 brake horsepower. Right? We go back over here, or no, over here, 2021. Right? Made a rule change in 2022. Alright, that's fair enough. It's still 1.6 liter. 4 strokes. Guess they went to 2 stroke or something. Either way, a 1.6 liter by this logic is making 840 or so horsepower. And don't get me wrong, this is the actual absolute maximum, right? Yeah, even talking about the 1.6 liter V6. And so, this is the absolute maximum. Mercedes talks about having a 50% energy efficiency in their engines. Whenever most cars get like 20. Which is absolutely insane. But my point is, time gets better, man. And so, this is completely disingenuous. Alright, yeah, I don't like BMW, but yes, I will say they've ruined their design, but also the track performance isn't that bad. I don't like Tesla. It's hard to go through all these. Alright, so they're all hybrids, and they're hybrids and EVs, which is just like, yeah, it's because it's easier to make them. Dude, this is the single easiest transition we've ever had to make, right? There's a picture online. If I want to see if I can find it. The original Volkswagen Golf. Yeah! The fully disassembled Volkswagen Golf, right? I don't know if I can zoom this in. But look how much shit kind of just goes into the engine alone. Right? You see it over here. Let's see if I can zoom in on it. A little bit. Right? Sure, you got all this other stuff. But this whole fucking area goes right there in that little box. Right? It's absolutely insane. And some of it, like, it's like going up here. We got some cables and shit. They're going to be routing around the battery and the alternator. And obviously in the rest of the harness too. But my point is, engines are so complex. They really are. Right? And then you just take a fucking battery, hook it up to a motor, and have it power your wheels and have a computer to control it. That's literally all an EV is. This is how Tesla has blown up. Their fucking cars are dog shit. They're built like ass, but they don't need to be built well. They don't need all this. This can somewhat be used, right? This is somewhat used. And they just need to make the car bigger. And then you make the car bigger because fucking batteries need space. And the dumbass decided to put them in the floorboards. What happens when you put things in the floorboards is, well, one, it becomes bad at handling, and 2, if there's not enough room, you need to make the car bigger. You know, you look at Tesla, let's do Model, I don't know, X. The 3 is the mid-sized. Let's do 3. Tesla Model 3 footprint. No, I want to look at the actual size. All right, 184 inches long, 72 inches wide. And it advertised this as a mid-size. You know, you look at the horsepower, it's not going to say the horsepower because it's fucking, I didn't ask the horsepower. But 4.2 seconds 0 to 60 is decently fast, right? Point is, look at, actually we can just go right here. Let's do Subaru Legacy. Base. I'm probably gonna get this super wrong, but it's not gonna tell me the size, is it? All right, fuck it. We're gonna just go back on this because this other page is more useful to me. And then we go over to this size, and then let's say a fucking Ford Focus size. We're not even gonna specify the year. You know, 117, 179 length. 184. All right. Fucking a width of 58. No, I'm with height. That's the height. Length is that width. We're looking for width is 72 inches wide. 72.8. And then 56, 58. All right, so admittedly it's 2 inches taller. But it's like, it goes, let's say base, right? 184, 172. Also shows in 2017, 2015, 2016. Let's do 2015. Oh, they're all the same. Is Ford Focus midsize car. It's a compact. Oh, because it's fucking Europe. Europe doesn't matter. And like, nah, and so another thing they do is, so it's a little bit longer. That's my whole point. It's about like 10 inches or so longer, depending on which fucking trim you get. All right. Then I do weight. And I'm going to be honest, I kind of really proved myself wrong. I was not expecting that at all. It's a lot lighter than I thought. This is not like pre-prepared. But it is 3,800 to 4,000 pounds. That's as heavy as modern fucking Mustangs, by the way. And, Ford Focus, and so I'm probably going to prove myself wrong again because Ford doesn't give a fuck about weight. But no, it's 29 to 3,400 pounds. It's ridiculously heavy. But no, so my point is that they're incredibly easy to create. You know, we look at this EVH, and yeah, fuck Tesla. Tesla's a bunch of pieces of shit, but Rivian is a really fucking cool fucking truck. It is. They have the R1S, which is this guy, and it's basically the R1T with the back, and you can actually go back there, right? And it is probably the single best off-road truck that is available right now. People like AR12 would argue that is the best truck in the world, like ever. I don't know if I agree about that. AR12. This guy. Keep in mind, he's not like a super big statement on it. He just does a lot of racing games, and I watch him a lot. But no, it's genuinely good. You know, it's got a lot of space in it. It's got the freaking little cargo thing that's right in there. Can you kind of see it from this picture? All right, yeah, so that whole thing
is hollow. There's a freaking huge area going in between there. That's, I guess they're brake testing it there. But yeah, and so it's a lot of space in a truck. But it's got a decently sized bed and all these other things, blah 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 blah. You know the spiel. It's not a bad vehicle. It is by any and all means a good vehicle. Now, Elon is not great. But Elon has been threatening to leave Tesla. What the fuck? Leave emotional abuse. That's funny. Yeah, he didn't want to develop AI at Tesla without a bigger paycheck and tried to increase his value by about $82 billion. This is all like fucking Reddit shit up here because Reddit is so fucking good. I don't know about Delaware. But they're starting to build products outside of Tesla. It's not so much leaving Tesla. It's more so that Jesus Christ. But no, he wants to build products outside of Tesla. He's already been removing talent from Tesla to go to XAI, so we can actually do this. Moves talent to XAI. I love that. Just this fucking evil robot looking motherfucker. Freaking, this is all in like relatively late 2023. But basically he's trying to create an AI company, and he doesn't want to develop it at Tesla anymore. He basically told the shareholders, hey, I don't feel comfortable building AI over at Tesla unless you increase my percentage control of the company. And so actually it probably would have been easier to say Elon demands 25%. I'm stupid. Of Tesla. There we go. Alright, I didn't do it right. Inspired news headlines. He wanted 25% of Tesla. If he didn't get it, he threatened that he would build artificial intelligence and start products outside of Tesla. Part of his threats were threatening to cease any and all production of Tesla and to potentially leave. Now he's probably not going to leave, right? But this is big. I genuinely want him to leave because Tesla's losing its good faith, man. You know, you look at Rivian. When Rivian was getting big, they took a lot of Tesla talent. People were moving over. And then, right, during, I don't actually know the time frame, but Lucid Motors is American group that makes electric cars. They say luxury sports cars, dude. They're basically hypercars. They got like a 1600 horsepower fucking car and shit. Like they're hypercars. They're because namely that Lucid Air Sapphire, right? That thing's absolutely insane. But they're all ex-Tesla employees. It's founded by ex-Tesla employees. They all just left. This is that Lucid Air. And you know, so like they got the huge window that goes way up. There we go. Huge window that goes way up, just like some of those Teslas do, but it just goes higher. It's got more horsepower. It has a faster 0 to 60 time because they basically said, fuck you to Tesla, but then they had to put their money where their mouth is. And so they said, fuck it, we'll go all out. You know, you have Let's see. Ford invested $1.2 billion in Rivian. And so they say a gain of 1.8 billion because Ford ended up selling it. They invested 1.2 billion to make the Ford F-150 Lightning. It's built off of a lot of the shit they got from Rivian. Then they sold it for $3. Rivian got Ford got a profit of 1.8 whenever they sold it. Amazon. Actually, no. Here's what we can do. We can do this. What? Damn it. It's not like mobile where you can just say the other shit. Damn. Okay. Amazon buys Rivian. Invested heavily into the Rivian company, right? Let's see if it shows it. Because of these. I don't know if you've seen them around. I saw them quite a bit where I used to live. These are all Rivians. They basically bought a huge amount of Rivian stock so they could produce a Rivian electric van fleet to have an all-electric fleet. You know, you do GM buys Rivian. Back. Was in talks when by the wayside. That's 2021. Alright, so they ended up selling it, I guess. Interesting. Rivian. I was under the impression that they had bought some. They didn't. But they tried to. And they requested a whole bunch of shit. Alright, let's go to The Verge. I don't know if The Verge is very let's see. Ford GM are reaching to invest. Ford ended up becoming one of blah blah blah. Alright, so then let's do Rivian investor list. Because now this makes me curious, right? I could have sworn I saw GM as being one of the bigger investors at one point. I guess not. Great, it's a whole bunch of fucking. Ooh, hi BlackRock. Love to see you everywhere, huh? All right. I thought the GM bought into it. I guess it didn't. But GM has the Hummer EV and Silverado EV production line. They're all the same. And so Tesla is losing out. They advertised the Cybertruck first and were the last one to produce one. You know, the Rivian beats the Cybertruck whenever it comes to off-road capability. And sure, the Cybertruck can accelerate faster, which genuinely is a cool fucking feat. But look up how they lied about that too. They got the lightest Porsche and they got it to be in a manual so the guy could fuck up the gear shifts so that Elon could say, you know, faster than a Porsche, towing a Porsche. And it's rather silly to me because he got the cheapest one, right? Fucking, they should have just, like, I don't know, gotten out a GT2 and just had a normal Cybertruck and have them drag race. It's probably about as fast as the GT2 if you fucking have it not tow a fucking Porsche, right? Like, it only seems like, I don't know, man, they took a genuinely cool feat and they still fucked it. But I don't know, man, it makes me curious. It genuinely makes me curious. The guy is extraordinarily also anti whatever they're called. I forgot what they're called. They're not called unions. He's extraordinarily anti-union, threatens to drop stock price. Not stock price, stock like access. You don't get your stock that's part of your pay amount
if you fucking unionize. And so, yeah. I don't know, man. It's just like, we're talking, oh man, everyone's shit. e-tron GT is not a bad car. I'll say it here. I think it's genuinely cool. The fucking e-tron platform died as soon as the fucking R8 platform died anyway, so who cares? NSX. Talking as if the NSX is it's the Type S. Talking as if it's genuinely bad whenever it's actually pretty good. For one, it's luxury based. People talk about it. It feels great to drive through the city. Damn near better than any other fucking hybrid supercar right now. And the Type S is done in like 2020 or so. But people talking about how comfortable the fucking just normal NSX, the more recent one, was. Right? Where it had like the silver on the nose. And sure, it's not a track monster, but they realized that it kind of couldn't be. This isn't bad. Sure, it's not the old NSX, but they were never going to make the old NSX again. Anyone who, again, you can't chase the greatness you had back then. You had lightning in a bottle. The NSX in like 2005 wasn't even really fast anymore compared to its competitors. The NSX Type R, whatever it was. It wasn't. It was aging, right? The NSX was only fast whenever it first came out, and then the initial Type R model. And then all the supercar industry said, oh, fuck, better take our millions in fucking funding and make the cars fast again. And then it turns out, you have the Diablo and the Diablo GTR fucking going back to back for world record top speeds. You have the Ferrari F40 being produced. Yeah. The NSX, the original NSX permanently changed the world. You're not going to change that. This isn't Little Dark Age. This is them taking the company somewhere else and being genuinely a decent product compared to especially most Hondas nowadays. Fucking, you want to go a Little Dark Age, talk about how Honda Civic Type R is fucking $40,000 or 315 horsepower in a front-wheel drive car. How the Civic Si is 208 horsepower on $30,000. Not this. The i8 is like, yeah, that's pretty bad. And then, all right, so he brought up a Lamborghini, right? Let's talk about Lamborghini. Obviously, Revuelto is their current hybrid, but the previous hybrid before this was, their Scion and or Countach, because they're both the same, right? This guy was not a plug-and-play hybrid. This guy had supercapacitors. Now, this isn't like the Tesla Plaid supercapacitors that lets it accelerate in a sub 2 second time, except it's a complete entire lie because they fucking took out the first foot of acceleration. No, these capacitors accelerate when you're changing gears, so it never stops accelerating. It's really cool. You're saying that's Little Dark Age. I think that's really cool. It's like the fastest accelerating Lamborghini. That's really cool in my opinion. They added like 1,000 pounds in capacitor. And it just recharges as the car slows down. I think that's genuinely cool. It looks fucking striking. You look at the Revuelto, it doesn't look maybe as striking as this one, right? The angles on the triangle aren't as harsh, but also that color is beautiful, right? And it's a genuine plug-and-play hybrid. And I think the rear end is absolutely stunning. But you go back here. Actually, we're gonna go on YouTube because I've seen YouTube videos about it. I don't know if there's gonna I don't know if there's gonna be actual proper articles about it. There probably are. Lambo. What is it like? Wheel control system. There's something like that. Yeah. These guys are talking about it, and
Lamborghini has unveiled a prototype technology that can shave 5 seconds off
active camber and tow control. They just put active camber and tow control on a fucking car, right? about that. We get the Revuelto with 1,001 horsepower. Maybe now this released in 2023, 2022, right? And so it's probably not going to have it. We're probably going to see it in something like the Lamborghini SV. But let's see. Does it give the horsepower? I can look up the horsepower. Fucking health points. No, it's 1,012. Oh, maybe it's because it's the hybrid. I don't know. I looked up the horsepower. Yeah, see, 1,001. I don't know why it says 814. It's probably of the engine itself. That actually makes sense. I actually meant to wait. I'm stupid. I'm sorry. I'm stupid. Sometimes my thoughts don't match what I say. That's 4,000 pounds. It's really a shame that it's 4,000 pounds, but they have a big ass V12, right? So are we really gonna complain? Fucking. But look at this. It's a fucking massive V12 making 1,001 horsepower, and it's a hybrid vehicle with all and with fucking active camber and tow control fucking systems. You can do this live. It's the first system to do this. Now, technically, Mercedes-AMG did this back in the day. Like a few years back, whenever it comes to their F1 car. But these guys talk about it. Let's see if I can get the one.
Might be worth as much as a few tenths type of active suspension.
See, they did this. They had a DAS system, and it was made illegal. But it controlled. Let's see if he says it. Well, basically, it controlled only the camber, if I remember correctly. Or no, was it the toe? I think it only controlled the toe, which is how the actually, this guy kind of explains it. Right? So camber is how it leans. So it leans out, leans in. And then, I know I'm being incredibly lazy here. And then toe is how it aims out, right? So toe out would have your angles being kind of like in a V, pointing out, with the bottom of the V pointing towards the back of your car. And then toe in would be with the V pointing to the front of your car, and each of the being more like an A, right? That's basically what that is. Check these guys out. This was actually a really fucking cool thing to hear about. They're only doing it on the rear wheels right now because doing it with the active steering control of a steering wheel is hard as hell. Even with four-wheel steering on the vehicle, which Lamborghini has been doing for a little bit now, it's still hard as hell. You know, you're really going to say that this is little dark age shit for Lamborghini? They're still making a loud sound. Like, these can still do this. You want to talk Ferraris? People are complaining about the SF90. Let's look at the SF90. For one, I think it absolutely looks spectacular, and it's basically their first fucking hybrid, I guess. I don't know Ferrari. But we look up what it stands for. I'm actually curious. That's cool. It's the 90th year. That's really cool. But you look up the horsepower. Let's look up car and driver, because this guy lies a bit. I guess not. So 769 horsepower. Wait, no, just the V8. Let's look this up. Oh, this is the fucking new one. They did like it's not GT. It's like something. They added a couple fucking letters to it, as they usually do, like XX or something. It makes it look a little bit worse in my opinion, but absolutely insane. Yeah, so 986. Oh. Yeah, so the XX. Yeah, SF90XX dials it up to 1016. That's an insane amount of power. Now, this car does not turn the best. The XX might. I don't know that much about the XX. But The SF90 does not trim the best. If I remember correctly, it's relatively heavy, but it's absolutely fucking stunning. This looks better than any 458 and any fucking 488. I don't like Ferrari, but holy fucking shit, this is beautiful. You can't tell me it's not. You're gonna say it's a little dark age for fucking Ferrari? You're really gonna say that? Like, come on. I disagree. Murciélagos are beautiful. Or that might have been a Gallardo. Maybe advertising the right? And yeah, you never get the sound of the fucking car again. But all the hybrids kind of still have sound. If we're gonna be honest, sound isn't even a product of that, right? My favorite car in the world, the fucking GR6, pipes in sound. Except it really doesn't. It's a fucking speaker. You have to turn off the speaker. Like, seriously, man, half the cars nowadays are piping in sound to your fucking shit. You want a crazy car that makes crazy sounds? You'll get a crazy car that makes crazy sounds. You know, we're not quite there yet. We really aren't. We're still botching some things, of course, you know. Fucking, you look at the fucking Charger's Banshee sound is what I fucking call it. I feel like a few other people did too. I can't change it. I can't speed it up. Come on, rev it. They changed it.
Hey, Andre, who says electric cars can't sound good? Because, of course, this is a concept car,
They
but
changed
as
it.
you know, Dodge has got to sound badass. So
Well, it's e-muscle, they call it, right?
yeah, so it's their replacement for the Charger Challenger. It's the Banshee concept, but it's got a really cool feature
That's why
which
it's the
lets you
Banshee
actually listen to it. So I'm going to cue them to, what's it called?
Fredzonic exhaust.
All right, put your mic down there.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right, so now we're gonna hear it. And then I changed it then.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, huh?
Just matching up the speakers. Let's do the one that was farther away. I think it was this one. I don't like these actually.
Keith.
Let's do it in a big one, a normal fucking video, because this. People were real pissed about that. I was trying to find that sound. And now obviously you get a little bit closer. They have these that have that crazy deep. Like that was really deep. They were maxing out the mic. Speaker. It's a speaker. It's not a fucking Fredzonic exhaust. It's a fucking speaker. You know? But and then you have the freaking motor sound that all these electric cars are now starting to do nowadays because of the low speed sound requirements for any street legal car that's electric and, you know, doesn't happen to make much sound other than the tires on the ground. And so, like, yeah, sure, all right, we're losing out on the sound, but not completely, and we always have been. I mean, it's kind of a byproduct of getting smaller engines. That's not limited to EV. Like here, you're only hearing the passing. A fucking Tesla would do that, even if I fucking hate them, you know? And he does the Porsche as if Porsche isn't doing EVs the best out of everyone right now, in my opinion, with that Mission R and that Mission, what was it, E or X? Mission X, I think it is. That they're trying to make it into a fucking hypercar that's street legal, that has a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio and 1,000 horsepower. Like, it's not that bad. Like, this was never successful. This sold like ass. but it also completely defined Lexus's fucking future design language in a few different ways. Not to mention, the RCF is really fucking cool too. And if this wasn't there to put Lexus on the block because this was their Halo car for a while, the RCF never would have come. The RCF is pretty fucking cool. All the fucking IS or LS, I don't remember which one it is. But fucking IS 300, 500, all those other ones, those are pretty damn cool too, in my opinion. You know, this like it's a one-off. Yeah, Mercedes cars aren't as cool now as they were back then, I guess, but we'll probably see it in the future anyways. That's a Ferrari. Fuck, which one is it? Kind of looks like the one that Alex Martini has, his junkyard Ferrari. I don't remember which one it is. I'm not a Ferrari guy, but like Ferrari's still making cars like that. The fucking Ferrari Enzo looks like ass, and they're still making cars that look better than that. The SF90 is proof of that it fucking looks better. That is a Koenigsegg CC50 or CC80 or whatever the fuck. They're fucking reproducing them nowadays, a modernized version to go back into fucking GT because now they qualify again. Are we really gonna say Little Dark Age of that shit when they literally brought it back to go to racing? You know, you look at the Lamborghini STO, it's like, oh, the death of the V10. All right, that's fair. They killed the R8, they killed the V10, they killed like all that shit, but they're replacing it with a V8. And if you think that V8 isn't going to be fucking spectacular, then I don't know what to say. They have to make it spectacular. The fucking STO was literally not that long ago too, which is kind of funny in my opinion. But like, the other one was Pagani fucking what was that, Zonda or Utopia? The color looks like a Utopia. No, it's a Zonda. We're really gonna say that the fucking Zonda looks better than the Huayra? The Huayra looks better. They improved upon that detail. And then the Utopia looks absolutely spectacular. Have you seen the interior? That's being produced today. Well, not really today, because fucking everything they sells out immediately. So, fucking, like, a few months ago, right? Fucking 9 months ago or something. But still, that is a modern car that looks better than this and is, like, the descendant of this. I don't know, man. Fucking Carrera. Yeah, alright, what was it? Fucking manual V10 supercar. Alright. It led into 918 though. And alright, you know what? Little Dark Age with this one kind of makes sense. But the fucking GT3 RS is still incredible. Right? They're still incredible Porsches. Yeah, sure, they don't make mid-engine supercars anymore. But you know what? They tried for a bit. The fucking Carrera sold like ass compared to the 911. They keep on trying to convert. They fucking have that taken, and that's selling like ass. Everything Porsche fucking does that isn't a 911 sells like ass unless it's a fucking Macan or Cayenne. You know? Yeah, see, fucking shows a Porsche. Bro, we're in the fucking GT3 RS. That was sold like in 2023. Like, what are you talking about? Fucking again, old Porsches, all that stuff. Yeah, I mean, we literally have a fucking Dakar version that's sold in 2022. Yeah, we don't have the box car stuff anymore. That's fair. Fucking a lot of the French cars. Is that a French car company? I don't remember. Saab. Yeah, I think that is. Saab is a fucking, like, basically dead now, isn't it? Yeah, we don't have that. That sucks. But, bro, we're saying, like, the fucking Golfs are dead. And I guess you're saying that this stuff's going away, but it's pairing it up with old ones. Like, this is a Impreza, I think. I don't know, man. I'm fucking really bad at this shit. It's a fucking WRX. Right. Fucking, alright, WRX. Yeah, it doesn't have its fucking playmate, the Mitsubishi, but show a Mitsubishi that we haven't seen. That we don't see anymore, right? And I think I've made my point, but, like, fucking, the Devo was this that could turn. And then you look at the fucking Bolide, which has 400 more horsepower than this with the same engine, and it's just like, that's not Little Dark Age. It's absolutely fucking incredible masterpieces of art that are still being produced today. You know, I mean, this isn't obviously, but like, they just show a lot of cool cars that have been made in the past, and it turns out that if cars have been being made for like a bit over 100 years, turns out there's gonna have been a lot of cool ones, and you can't compare it to the amount of cars that are being released in 1 year, and it's kind of just insane. And like, I don't know, man. These really tick me off because it's like, in my opinion, some of them just aren't true. I don't dig it. We're being very nihilistic. And like, sure, Dodge is never gonna make the fucking Dodge Viper again. But what was it? The 1.6670 Dodge Demon 170 was absolutely spectacular. Sold in 2023. Now, yes, we're going to that all-wheel drive fucking Banshee Charger that no one wants, but they made it all-wheel drive for a reason. You think that thing's not gonna have like a 2.5 second 0 to 60 or fucking no, not 2.5, 1.5 second 0 to 60 or some crazy shit? The fucking Dodge Charger EV is going to put Tesla in the dirt. We already know this. They went after sound. They have said that they're going all-wheel drive for performance. They've already proven they can beat Tesla with internal combustion engine. I, for one, look forward to the next Dodge fucking Charger EV. Not because it'll be a good Dodge, but because it's going to destroy Tesla, you know? And so it's like, you know. Hey, he's saying the fucking fun cars are dead. The GR86 is still here. The Miata is still here. Sure, we don't have the Mark IV Supra quite like we used to, but we have a Mark V, and it's good enough, you know? Fucking the Impreza is still here. Corvettes are still here. Sure, the 60 grand, but you can still get the older ones. You can get a fucking C7 base or C7 like Stingray or whatever for relatively cheap for their performance. They're being faster than ever. The fucking C806 is fucking competing with the 488, you know? And whenever they do the freaking big the big hybrid or the fucking big like EV Corvette or the fucking ZR1 Corvette or the fucking, because they'll probably have one beyond that now where it's a fucking ZR1 supercharged Z6 engine with the big fucking EV motor in it to make some sort of crazy, like, I don't know, 1200 horsepower hybrid or some insane shit. That's gonna fucking compete with like the fucking Revuelto very easily. I say, like, because the Revuelto has 1001. The fucking Z06 already has 750 horsepower. You supercharge that, you're probably gonna get like 850, reasonably speaking, maybe even 900. You add a fucking motor onto it. The fucking the E-Ray, right, has a 115 or 125 horsepower motor. You put that in the Z06, bam, boop, what about boop, pow, you have a 1,000 horsepower Corvette competing with a 1,000 horsepower Lamborghini. Same power numbers, and the Lamborghini is selling for $600,000. The Revuelto is $600,000. Has an MSRP. It's gonna look for it, but like, and so that's my whole point. Like these fucking little dark age things. And again, I know I'm mainly focused on cars, and like I might end up making a video about Star Wars too. This one is pretty long, but my whole point is that it's not dead. It's not a little dark age. It's not that negative. No. Yes, economic pressures that have been slowly building up within the Western world is also leading into the car industry. Abso-fucking-lutely. And we are kind of worse off for that. But cooler shit's being released every day. You know, you can still have a poster of a Ferrari on your wall. It might not be a Ferrari F40, a Ferrari F50. It might be an SF90. It might be a LaFerrari, right? It might be a FXXK Evo.
but it's still a Ferrari. You know, you might not have a Countach on your wall, a Diablo on your wall. It's gonna be a fucking STO. It's gonna be a Revuelto. It's gonna be a Lamborghini Sion. It might be a Vision GT that they made for Gran Turismo a few years back. It might be a Lamborghini Veneno. There's still modern shit that's cool. Turns out, again, you compare the last 20 years to 1 year, and you're gonna come up short. But you compare the last 20 years to the last 100, we're fucking better than ever. You know, people talk about old cars as if they're fucking great. They run like ass. They fucking did not have real durability. Sure, you could replace them with hardware store parts, but they also had the durability of hardware store parts. Simply put, it wasn't very viable. You know, it wasn't very viable to have it be economic. And so, yeah, now you kind of got to ship parts, but now you have a generally speaking consistent 200,000 miles out of your engine as long as you fucking give it enough oil. You know? And so, the hybrids are going to make the longevity of these cars much, much, much greater. And so that's just my whole point, where it's just like, it is not negative. I don't think it's negative at all. I don't want to go into like this whole little dark age thing about men. I might go into that another day. But, I don't know, man. I don't like it. I don't like how everyone says that, namely cars. That's mainly what this is going to be about. But that's probably going to title the video like fucking Little Dark Age Cars, my response, right? I just don't like it. I don't like it. This is nihilistic viewpoint on everything. I get that this video probably will get like 2 views in which you guys watch into the first 5 minutes because I hesitated a lot at the beginning there. But yeah. The point is, we're not in a little dark age. We're not. We might have like a little bit of a dip, but we're still fucking miles higher than we used to be. Or we might be coasting right now, but we're going to improve. I genuinely believe so. Hybrid has been slowly growing. It might not be as quickly growing as whenever it's funded by the government, but I don't think EVs are going to grow as fast as they are right now because they're funded by the government. There's a lot of pushback against them. I don't know, man. Things will sort itself out. I don't like the fact that I'm basically not doing anything on the thing while I'm talking. But basically, my whole point is that we're not in a little dark age. We're in an alright time, especially for cars. Nothing's affordable. That sucks. You gotta go use for anything. But car prices are slowly dying. This is a side effect from fucking from COVID, right? And the way the dealerships dealt with that system. But even then, we're seeing car prices go down. Captain Crankshaft did a little bit of it. No, it wasn't Captain Crankshaft. He's a cool guy. You can check him out if you want to do car shit. He has a fucking Vanquish. But no, it was Alex Martini talks about how car prices may be dipping again because luxury cars, used luxury cars, begin to dip in price. Whenever used luxury cars dip in price to compete with just normal used cars, the normal used cars have to dip in price to respond to that, or else you just buy the used luxury, right? And so everything slowly begins draining down, and it starts at basically the high-end shit. The high-end shit right now, old Vanquishes are beginning to drop in price. We're seeing a steady drop. And it's slow but steady. There won't be a fucking crash in which we can all buy cars again. But it's going to slowly and steadily drop. And we're already at a better position than we were like a fucking in 2022 whenever it comes to being able to buy cars. Even if we were in a little bit of a dark age, right? Take that in a literal meaning. We're coming out of it, man. Things look kind of bright for the future, at least in terms of cars. Things are going to get better. Fuck the nihilistic view in which the world's going to fucking end. I don't think it will. I hope you guys have a fucking good rest of your day. And I want to check something real quick. Oh, shit. Alright. Thank you. Bye-bye.